Hi, these comments are for SR, and this is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. I hope you're having a great day, SR, and I'm getting ready to listen to your speaking practice test that you sent me. So let me get the integrated rubrics ready here, and then let's take a look at your emails. You say, "Hi, Michael. This is my response for question number 3 from TPO 53." So thank you for the website here. I'm going to post this at YouTube. If anybody else wants to practice, you can click on the link that you see below the comment box in this video, and good luck. All right, SR, let's see how you did with this speaking practice.
The professor explains the chaining behavior and gives an example that shows how behaviors consisting of a sequence of several simple behaviors. In the example, he illustrates washing hands. He says how he taught his 3-year-old daughter the process of washing her hands over a period of time through divided it into simpler steps for her. First step, he showed her turning on the water. Second, wetting her hands. Third, putting the soap on her hands. Last but not least, rinsing the soap. Finally, turning off the water. He had practiced each step with her for many days, and when she could master the step, he moved to the next one until she did all of it. This is how the professor explains the chaining behavior.
Okay, thank you for doing that. Your tone is a little bit awkward. It's a little off. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not quite right. So you can practice more about your intonation by going to pronunciation lessons 36 through 40, all of which deal with the tonal patterns of American English. So check that out. While you were speaking, I was kind of looking at the rubrics, and yeah, the delivery. You got problems with let's see, difficulties with pronunciation, intonation, or pacing. So you're probably between 2 and 3 right now. I'm guessing maybe right around 22, 23 points, I think. Let's listen to it one more time.
The professor explains the chaining behavior and gives an example that shows how behaviors consisting of a sequence of several simple behaviors.
Okay, that's a good introduction. It kind of expresses the purpose of the lecture and what's going to happen. So we now need to, I expect now for you to give a definition of chaining behavior and then also to explain the example that the professor gives, right? Based on that sentence that you spoke right there.
In the example, he illustrates washing hands. He says how he taught his 3-year-old daughter the process of washing her hands.
I want to say the process, not process, but the process of.
Over a period of time through divide.
Over a period of time. You need to pronounce that P with more aspiration.
Did it into simpler steps for her. First step, he showed her turning on the water. Second,
no, he showed her how to turn on the water. Firstly, he showed her how to turn on the water.
Wetting her hands. Third, putting the soap on her hands. Last but not least,
washing. He then showed her how to blah blah blah. So when you're explaining those steps, make sure you're using complete sentences. I think that's going to be better. So you're showcasing your ability to use subjects and verbs in there.
Rinsing the soap. Finally, turning off the water. He had
finally turning off the water.
Practiced each step with her for many days, and when she could master the step, he moved to the next one until she did all of it.
No, wait a minute. When she, let's go back to what you just said there.
But not least, rinsing the soap. Finally, turning off the water. He had practiced each step with her for many days, and when she could master the step, he moved to the next one.
I would say when she had mastered a particular step, he moved on to the next one. I would use the past perfect tense there.
Until she did all of it. This is how the professor explains the chaining behavior.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, was pretty good. In fact, I'm going to go just a bit lower. I'm going to go to about 2.5. I'm going to say 19 to 20 points on this. Okay, so you didn't have complete control over your language use here. I think, as it says here, right, the response is limited in the range of control, vocabulary, and grammar. So sometimes when you're speaking, for example, you weren't quite sure how to use that past perfect tense with the simple past, right? So that was difficult for you. Automaticity of expression may only be evident at the phrasal level. I think it means when you were trying to explain the different steps, you weren't really using sentences to explain each of those steps, right? And your sentences seem to be pretty basic in the grammar that you're using, so you need to work on that a little bit better. And definitely you had some problems with your intonation and also your pacing. So that's why I'm putting you at about 18 to 19 points out of 30 on this practice test. So with your language use, I think what you can do in the grammar part of my course, check out those lessons that deal with more advanced sentence structure, namely any types of sentences with multiple clauses, things like noun clauses, adjective clauses, adverb clauses. Study those. You need longer sentences. Also check your writing. I think this is important. Make sure that your average sentence length when you're doing your writing practice is about 20 to 30 words, right? That's going to show that you have more advanced sentence structure, more advanced grammar knowledge. All right? Thank you for doing this practice test.